It started a long time ago. I mean, I started karting when I was 5 and then racing at 8. Had some really good stuff going on when I was about 17, doing Formula 3 and things like that. And then one of my sponsors went rogue. So I had to make a choice whether I wanted to go to school, or which I didn't, or try and stay involved in this motorsport game. So I started a race team with my father, and yeah, the rest is history. So yeah, we've been running now for 20 years.
I mean, it's the same as looking at anything. Before you go buy, you look around, explore your options, and yeah, I've got no shame in saying that we basically spoke to every other team that was running the Aston Martins that year. But yeah, we decided to go with Matt and Harry in the end because most teams, they will provide a good product. I mean, you're paying for a product, they're going to provide you with a good product. Sometimes do a slightly better job than others. Academy are one of the top teams there, so that wasn't the issue. But what really sold us on it was Matt and Harry themselves.
What I like about Academy is it's a team driven with passion. It's a family team. Matt's been involved in it from the start. It's his baby, it's his team, and you can tell that with the passion that he brings to how we run the team.
Straight away from the moment we met Matt and Harry, we got on like a house on fire. He's very similar to me in a way, and Harry's very similar to my dad. So yeah, we bonded and clicked straight away, and they run a really good outfit. Academy Motorsport, as I said, I've been running with them for about 4 or 5 years, and every year been absolutely faultless. Always provide one of the best cars on the grid. It's always pristine condition, ready to go every race weekend.
We were always in the SRO paddock with British GT as a support race. It was always something that we wanted to do. We jumped up into it into 2004. We won the championship that year. So we progressed from there, picked up Aston Martins, ran them.
British GT is a long, well-established championship. It has the benefit of running on some very well-known, internationally well-known circuits, Brands Hatch, Silverstone, Donington, all of which have got a lot of history to them themselves. So it's an attractive championship from that point of view. It's very much a pro-am championship and has always been such. It's a way for gentlemen drivers to race at a very competitive level, and now to an international format with SRO's involvement with championships in Europe and in America. So yeah, I think it's very much the trendsetter in GT racing. They are aspirational vehicles. A lot of people come to see them race because of that. Yeah, I think that adds a great deal to the draw that the sport has.
I'm finding it amazing that they're incredible pieces of kit. I mean, they're beautiful. They're not quite as fast as what I'm used to, but I mean, they go like hell, and it's awesome.
I mean, we're all petrol heads, so the opportunity to work with the pinnacle of any manufacturer's product is fantastic, and to then be involved in setting a car up and racing it competitively against other similarly exotic pieces of equipment is, yeah, I mean, it's just great to be involved in.
You kind of ignore the fact that all the cars around you are expensive because you don't want that getting in your head. You're like, oh, I'm here to win, I'll move you out of the way if I have to, kind of thing. So yeah, you ignore that. But while also kind of keeping a mind on, oh, if I damage this one, I've got to pay for it as well, and it's still expensive.
It was never really the shape of the car or anything like this, it's how we can use it. And the Mustang is something that is very robust. I don't think there's many cars on the grid that would want to have an argument with it. So you can afford to put your nose in if you need to. It doesn't cost a fortune to put right. It's a practical, properly built GT4 car. We've tried and tested everything else, and we never looked back since we picked up the program with this car. So we're very, very happy, and we're not going anywhere.
I didn't really not care about the shape. I mean, like you say, it's a bit like, oh, right, okay, that doesn't look like the same as that. It's not the classic sort of McLaren slippery shape race car type. But when you get to understand the following that Mustang as a brand has worldwide, it's a very powerful brand, and Ford are using it very well with their movement to the new GT4 and ultimately the new GT3 with the Mustang branding. So yeah, I've learned a lot about Mustang since I've been involved, and it's a nice product to be involved with. As I say, I've been involved in GT racing with various manufacturers, and the thought process and the design of the current Mustang, as I've got to know it over the years, there's an awful lot of thought and design gone into it.
To be honest, the product is by far the best on the grid, so we were very happy to pick up on that.
It's been designed by people who are racers themselves, and they understand what the guys in the garage are looking to work with.
I'm a competitor at heart, and so I wanted to put myself in the best situation with the best team and the best car to go get results. Yeah, I feel very proud that I get to race a Mustang just because it is from the same place that I hail from. It makes me very proud to represent America, not only as the only American driver on the grid, but also in an American car.
It's just a very well put together piece of equipment and surprisingly agile for a car of its weight and dimensions.
For me, this year is back in the seat after 3 years of not racing. I've enjoyed stepping back from it and watching my team grow. And I'm very proud of that. I never expected to get back into the car, so for me to be able to actually get back in the car and not have to worry about the running of the team means I can actually go and enjoy myself on track.
It's because there's anyone in the sport would tell you it's addictive. You're always chasing the high that the sport gives you. There's a lot of lows, but you just keep chasing the highs and hope that they come more and more often. And yeah, once motorsport's in your veins, you're kind of stuck with it and can't stop, can't really get yourself away.
If you make a strategy call and it pays off, we end up leading the race with both cars 1-2, having started from the pit lane. You feel pretty good about that.
At the end of the day, everybody that's involved in motorsport is involved with it because they had the passion to begin with, they loved it. That's why they're here, regardless of whether you now do it as a job or you're doing it just for a hobby or for a bit of fun. Everyone's here for the same reason because we all love the sport and we can't get ourselves away from it. It keeps drawing us back somehow.
I just fell in love with the environment of what it was, and I think the English tracks are much, kind of controversial, but much better than most of the American tracks.
A good weekend for me is one that doesn't have any logistic problems prior to. We make progress with the car and we execute. We deliver the best we can with the car that we've got underneath us.
All the drivers on the grid are there to win, regardless if you're doing it for fun, regardless whether you're getting paid to be there, regardless if you're trying to make a career out of it. Every driver on the grid wants to win. Everyone's there for that exact reason. Nobody wants to come to the grid and be like, oh yeah, I'm happy with just coming away 5th or something like that.
You know, obviously I have goals and aspirations. You know, I want to get to the pinnacle of endurance racing. So the hypercar class in WEC racing around the world is my goal right now. And I think this is the best first step towards that goal that I could take with the best team and the best people around me to help me get there.
We know enough about the car now to arrive at the circuit with a base setup that we're comfortable with and should derive a decent lap time from the word go.
Motorsport is a very fickle place, so you get a lot of people chopping and changing. We generally keep hold of the same faces, and building that relationship and that consistency is key, because if you have the same people working together all the time, they're able to do a better job for themselves. It's important to me that everybody gets the opportunity to do the best job they possibly can and given a fair shot at doing so.
It's the sort of sport that you only stay involved with if you're passionate about it, and I think that's one of the things I like about Academy is the fact everybody's there because they want to be. I still get nervous when the cars go out on the grid, and I think the day I stop feeling nervous is probably the day to pick up my golf clubs.
It's a feeling you can't quite describe the start of a race. It's just overwhelming, but also calming at the same time. It's kind of indescribable.
My goal for this year is win races, prove that I have speed to all the manufacturers out there. And obviously, at the end of the day, if you're not showing up to win the championship, what are you showing up for?
The last few years with Academy, we've enjoyed a really good relationship with Multimatic and Ford Performance. We've been nurturing that relationship, and I think we're in a good place to receive the new product.
Oh hell yeah, we're excited. Yeah, I mean we've already got a lot of the some of the bits of kit and equipment all in place.
GT3 requires a next level again in terms of running it, but we've got the experience to do that.
For me, the GT3 is I'm not worried about, from a team point of view, us running it. I think we'll be absolutely fine. Just got to make sure the trailer's big enough to put it in.
It's definitely effort, money, everything well spent running this series. It is absolutely an amazing series, absolutely amazing environment, and the team makes me love it even more. So if I got the opportunity to run it tomorrow, I would. Yeah, I would take the opportunity over and over again. It's been delightful.
I'm very proud of my team. We've got a very good group of guys, and I think that I couldn't ask for any more, really, to be honest with you. Although that said, sometimes I might shout at some of them, but they'll be all right.